Good morning, Philippines. This is News 711, and we will give you the news about migration. The percentage of the people migrating is increasing every day. Now, reporter Rocky, please tell us what really is migration.
What is global migration? It is the movement of people across international borders, either permanently or temporarily, to find work, be with their families, or study. What are the benefits of global migration? Boosting economic growth through productivity and entrepreneurship, filling labor and skill shortage, increasing cultural diversity, and technological advancement.
Thank you for that, Mr. Rocky Evangelista. In 2022, the top 5 destinations of OFWs were the following: Asia with 80.8%, Europe with 9%, North and South America with 6.3%, Australia with 2.9%, and Africa with 1%. Of the total of 1.96 million OFWs in the year 2022, about 23% worked in Saudi Arabia, followed by the United Arab Emirates at 13.7%, other countries in Asia with a large number of OFWs including Kuwait with 7.7%, Hong Kong with 6.1%, Qatar with 5.8%, and Singapore with 5%. As you can see in this chart, Asia has the largest percentage and is followed by Europe. It is because Asia has large numbers of labor migrants and forced migrants seeking for better opportunities in other countries. This chart estimates cover overseas Filipinos whose departure occurred within the last 5 years and who are working or had worked abroad during the past 6 months, April to September, of the survey period. Now, we have the percentage of each country that welcome Filipinos to work in their country. Reporter Andenshaw, please enlighten us more about the chart.
International migration helps our economy by increasing the labor supply, expanding consumption and demand, facilitating remittances, and also benefit developing countries and innovation and entrepreneurship. Filipino workers started working in the year 1970 under Marcos administration due to economic issues. They worked across the border to be successful and to provide things that their family needed. They're also one of the taxpayers in the Philippines. The chart only means that many people in Asian countries migrate to another country to seek much better opportunities, to give their family a better life that they can't have in their country. These statistics tell us that there are many Filipino workers striving hard to have a better future because of the lack of our country to provide them with work that even meets the minimum wage. Anyone would like to work abroad because there are so many opportunities that our country is lacking, and the salary are much higher. Also, working abroad has always been a dream of many Filipinos because they also believe that working abroad will give you and your family a better life. Back to you, Bernice.
Thank you, reporter Andenshaw. Many people say that there are types of migration that many people are not aware of. According to them, there is only one type of migration, and that is migration. Is that right, reporter Fiona?
No, Miss Bernice, because there are 3 types of migration. The first is migration. It means crossing the boundary of a political or administrative unit for a certain minimum period. One of the best example is our overseas Filipino workers. The second migration is the internal migration. It is the movement of people from one area to another area, like to a province, a district, or municipality, to another within one country. For example, Ella from Palawan travels to Manila to work and to study at the same time just to fulfill her dreams. So the third migration is the international migration. It is the crossing the frontiers which separate one of the world's approximately 200 states from another. In simple words, someone moves permanently from their home country to another country to work or to live, which is permanent. And Miss Bernice, many scholars argue that internal and international migration are part of the same process. They should be analyzed together. The great majority of border crossings do not imply migration. Most travelers are tourists or business visitors who have no intention of staying in the country for good or permanent. International migration arises in a world divided up into nation states, in which remaining in the country of birth is still seen as the norm and moving to another country as a deviation. Migration tends to be regarded as problematic. It has to be controlled or curbed, for it may bring unpredictable changes.
Now that we've talked about the types of migration, what about the international migrants? Reporter Ferrer and Jane?
Yes, Bernice, just like migration, there are also types of international migrants. First is temporary labor migrants, who migrate for a limited period of time in order to work and send remittances to families in the country of origin. Highly skilled and business migrants, these are people with qualifications such as the managers, executives, professionals, technicians, and the like who move within the internal labor markets of transnational corporation and international organization. Irregular migrants, also known as the undocumented or illegal migrants. They enter the country in search for employment with no necessary documents and permits. Refugees, those who are unable or unwilling to return to their country because of a well-founded fear or persecution on account of race, religion, nationality, membership in a particular social group or political opinion.
Asylum seekers are those who move across borders in search of protection. Forced migration, people forced to move by environmental catastrophes or development projects like new factories, roads, and dams. Family members, also known as family reunion or family reunification migrants. Return migrants, those who return to their countries of origin after a period in another country.
Thank you, reporter Ferrer and Galora. Of course, there are causes on why people migrate. Reporter Galicia, what are the causes of migration?
Yes, Bernice. There are many causes of migration, and that is disparity in levels of income, employment, social well-being, and differences in demographic patterns with regard to fertility, mortality, age structure, and labor force growth. According to neoclassical economic theory, the main cause of migration is individuals' efforts to maximize their income by moving from low-wage to high-wage economies. Migration decisions are not just made by individuals. They often represent family strategies to maximize income and survival chances.
Thank you, reporter Galicia. Let's hear Fabilar for the United Nations figures.
The United Nations figures shows that the global migrant stock grew from 75 million in 1965 to 120 million in 1990. The 1990 figure was roughly equal to 2% of the world's population. The number of migrants grew slightly faster than the world's population as a whole, with the annual growth rate of 1.9% for the whole period, increasing to 2.6% from 1985 to 1990 was not dramatic. International migrants remain a fairly small minority, while international migrants, conversely, are much larger. Migration affects certain areas within both the sending and the receiving countries, more than others, and migration needs to take place in an orderly way to safeguard the human rights of migrants.
Migration is a way for people to seek more opportunities that other country is lacking. Migration helped many Filipinos to have comfortable life and to provide for their family. Migration is not always easy. This is reporter Bernice from News 711. Thank you for watching.